Well, hello again and welcome to Rolynn's Reviews. I hope that you are having an enjoyable Friday. I hope that you had a fantastic Friday. As you enter the chat room, please do me one small favor. If you will, hit that little thumb. That is the like button. That tells YouTube that you are most assuredly enjoying this content. Yes, this will be a live one tonight. Now, I'll give you a few more moments. Excuse me. I'm still trying to get my voice back. You know, the first week of school, you do a lot of talking. So, um, I'll give you a few moments and we will get the party started. And I've had a lot of people saying, hey, this is going to be a live one. I said, yeah, it most assuredly will be. Now, one of my favorite songs about deception is by, well, I better not tell you. I'll try to sing. How you doing, Xavier? Yes. That man is brilliant. I wish that someone would, I wish he could be used in the Trump administration. Um, but one of my favorite songs about deception. And now remember, this was the first week of school. I have not had my singing lessons, but I will do my best. On a dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair, warm smell of colitas rising up through the air. Up ahead in the distance, I saw a shimmering light. My head grew heavy and my sight grew dim. I had to stop for the night. There she stood in the doorway. I heard the mission bell. I was thinking to myself, this could be heaven or this could be hell. Then she lit up a candle and she showed me the way. There were voices down the corridor. I thought I heard them say, welcome to the Hotel California. Yes, you got it, Jason. Such a lovely place, such a lovely face. There's plenty of room at the Hotel California. Any time of year, you can find it here. 1976 was an excellent year. So that's one of my favorite songs about deception, because you're being told one thing, but if you look off here into this dark area, that's what's actually going on. Hit that like button. It is finally Friday. Woo! I wanted to do this. I think Xavier, yeah, Xavier, he is brilliant. He's brilliant. I wish that Trump would give him, um, something to do in his admin. He is so smart and he knows what he's talking about. Now, it's time for the roll call. If you would like for me to call your name, all you need to do is say hello. You can send an emoji, and then I can tell who is here. Florida, of course, she helps me run this channel. How you doing, love? We know you're busy. Life has to continue, but we're glad you're here. Thinks like a lion. Yes, you're in shock. Okay, great. Shock value works, huh? Thinks like a lion. Thinks like a lion said that they were going to take a 40-minute cat nap, so I hope they're back. Chubbs, how you doing, love? Thank you for your service, sir. Stacy, hello. Where are we here? Tube Steak, how you doing? Brittany Foley, I think that's someone new. How you doing, love? Bach Mari, howdy. All right. Kami is here. Where have you been, girl? Wake up, class is in session. Boom. Yes. Thinks like a lion. You are absolutely right, 100%. Jason, Trump is funny flying stealth aircraft over him and Putin as soon as Putin landed in Alaska. You know, Trump has an excellent sense of humor. Bach Mari, finally got a day where I can sit back and watch the whole show and enjoy the conversation. We're glad, Bach. We're glad. James and Irish Strange, hi, how are you? If everyone would hit that little thumb, YouTube may share this stream out with more people. All right, Boss Chicks is here. How you doing, Mayor? My girls. Oh my God. All of the usual suspects are here. The band is back together. I need you, you. I need you, you. Okay, I'm going back to 1980, the original Blues Brothers. I have not seen the remake. Boom. Yes, I'm that old. All right. Where are we now? Tina, how you doing, love? She also helps me run this channel. She helps keep me straight and in line. Granny Go Getter, hello. Yes, the 68. Yes, Granny Go Getter. I heard about that and I watched a short video on it, but I wanted to get some more details. I didn't want to come on here and start talking about that until I had some more details. But yes, I'm fully aware, love. Star Child, hello. Thinks Like a Lion, I'm here. Yes, I can see you. I can. Anthony, hello, hello, hello. Yes, Baldwin, there is a black KKK disguised. All right, and we're going to get into that. Monique, Rolynn always knows the lyrics to the song. Monique, I am a music connoisseur. Music is my game. I love it. Yes. All genres. I love it. Granny Go Get It. Love you too, Granny Go Get It. We've missed you, love. We're glad you're here. But where are we? Jason can't watch the remake without right. I'm old fashioned. I'm a traditional type of girl. When they make remakes, I never go to see them. I am stuck in a time warp and I refuse to leave. Who's on board with me? Let's just get in my time machine and go back. That's why I'm always singing these old songs from when I was a kid, because we didn't have all these problems. And I'm in my mind singing the songs. And those of you who are Generation X's like me, hey, I like to take you back too. Excuse me. Again, my voice is a little bit shaky. First week of school, we do a lot of talking and explaining of rules and guidelines. So if I'm a little bit shaky, you know why. Thank you so much, Star Child, for the super chat. I am sending you some hearts as we speak in the comment section. Agent Orange, Soylent Green. It's made from people. Boom. You got it, Agent Orange. Now, let's look at this title. Now, when I put this title here, I had people saying, oh boy, this is going to be something. The Black KKK is operating in the Black community disguised as Democrats. Now, we've said on this channel several times, my girls, I cannot do any remakes of music, movies, TV shows. My girls, I'm stuck in a time warp. I refuse. I don't check out remakes. There's my girl, Connie. How you doing, love? Connie made it. Douglas Dell. That's why I call it Douglas. You need to be here more often. You get a truth bomb. Douglas says that's why I call them the Black Chocolate Klansmen's Party. Let's be clear, folks. We've said on this channel, the KKK, the regular KKK that we've become accustomed to, they're no longer needed. They have someone else doing their bidding, the Democratic Party. Cammy, I saw the Scene for Scene remake of Psycho and it was downright. Yeah, I don't do remakes. And how you doing, Dorian? The Uncle Ruckus Clan. Yes. You know it. Old. Excuse me. I remember when Deep Purple had Smoke on the Water on 45 RPM, and on the flip side, they had the same song from Made in Japan. Bah, good. I'm not alone. I love it. All right, so let me share. I'm going to read this, and then I'm going to my man, Vince Ellison. God, Trump, please give that man a place in your cabinet. That man is brilliant. A lot of people don't like what he says, but that man is dead on accurate. Now, look at this picture here. Look at this picture. At the top, Democrats then. Does this picture look at this Democrats now. Does this look familiar? How you doing, Jackie? Chubbs. They didn't the Dems start the KKK? Yes, Chubbs, but they have black people doing the bidding for them. They're now, the KKK can go defunct. They have black people doing the job. Jackie said, what in the Strom Thurmond have I walked into? Boom. How you doing, Jackie? Where have you been, girl? We're glad you're here. So these black ones are still left-wing lunatics. Yes, they are. My girls, have you heard Tom McDonald's new song, "The Devil is a Democrat"? I have not, but I'll look that up. The majority of the KKK are in prison. The rest are dirt poor and are living way worse than those living in Section 8. Okay, Cami? Looks like Satan's soldier. How you doing, Monique? Yeah, look at this. Compare the before and after picture. Okay, let me read this for you. The history of the Democratic Party in the 19th and early 20th centuries includes its association. Look, listen to this, folks, and see if you would tell these people who keep running out here voting blue, no matter who, with the Ku Klux Klan, KKK, a white supremacist terrorist group that emerged after the Civil War. During this time, many Southern Democrats supported segregation, Jim Crow laws, and efforts to suppress black voters. Hit that like button. How you doing, Trish? It looks like Satan's soldiers. Well, that's what the Democrats are. Boom, you hit the nail on the head. Thinks like a lion. Yes, that's exactly where we're headed with this. Where are we? Yeah, efforts to suppress black voters, with some members even openly endorsing or participating in KKK activities. Democrat policies have had, let me highlight this. If we could talk to these people who continue to vote blue, no matter who. How you doing, Robert? Democrat policies have had negative effects on minority communities, and these policies can perpetrate racial divisions and contribute to ongoing racial disparities. These policies ultimately harm the people they aim to support. Now, Jason, must be a coincidence that a certain drug appeared in certain areas and a certain type of rap music was heavily promoted at the same time. Jason knows exactly where I'm going with this. Yes. Who do you think was responsible for that? The Democrats. They did that. Again, the KKK is no longer needed. They had the Democrats to do their bidding for them. I guess fairness and equity have finally come through. Black KKK, Lord, Kami. They may look scary by themselves. They are cowards. Yes. So anyway, this is what the Democrats are doing now. Perfect example. Look at the crime-ridden blue cities. Now they're complaining. They're trying to sue Trump and I'm doing a video on this tomorrow. They're trying to sue Trump. Oh, he's taking over our city. Newsflash. I was looking at videos today. I'll share this with you tomorrow. People who live there. And like I told you, I feel bad for people. You have a lot of people who are poor. They're the working poor. They're not committing crimes. They're just trapped. They don't have the money to move, and they're being victimized. But the Democrats who love you so much, they're saying everything is fine. I looked at so many videos, and you can tell some of these people vote blue no matter who. They were saying, wait a minute. I can walk outside. I'm not being robbed. I'm not being SA'd. I'm not being carjacked. They are noticing a difference. How you doing, Darla? Meow. And so the black communities have no accountability, no responsibility, but have become everybody's liability. Boom, you get 3 truth bombs. There's one more and one more to go. The party of eugenics. Jason, yes, I teach about eugenics. Margaret Sanger, yes. Some blacks are telling other black folks to, yes, Kami. The Democrats don't want the crime to stop. Who's in charge of the mainstream media? Republicans or Democrats? Someone type it in the comment section. Oh, I forgot. Darla, can I share some exciting news? Oh, Darla, your cousin just got hired by ICE? Yes. Congratulations. Monique, I know all about Malcolm X. I've read his autobiography twice. I've seen the clips. He tells all these black people, oh, they're so pro-black, but they're out here voting for Democrats. You didn't listen to what Malcolm X said. So they're picking and choosing. Yes, I have, Monique. Yeah, they want to call Trump a Klansman, and they're saying, I was watching some content creators, they're saying he's doing this as a trial run. What he's doing in DC, he's doing this because he's really behind the scenes trying to do something else. So I'm like, whatever. I saw so many clips today of black people who live in Washington, D.C. saying now they feel safe. Now, of course, the leftist loonies, they went to a couple of places where they were, and they had people in the community, looked like the projects, I don't know. And they were recording, look at this. And you had people out there cursing and acting crazy. Remember the demographic inside the demographic that I'm always mentioning to you? Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I don't know about you. If police are coming, to my home, I feel safe. And I'm not committing any crimes. And this is my thing. If you're not committing crime, and I know the stop and frisk, they stopped that because they said it was, discriminating against black people. Newsflash. A lot of these black people that I saw today, they were, and like I said, you could tell that they're Democrats. They're happy. They're talking about they are enjoying the safety. Why are the Democrats trying to stop it so hard? Oh, let me get this video queued up for you. Yeah, oh my God. I swear I wish that I really wish that Vince Ellison could excuse me, could get something in Trump's post, because that man, he calls everything as he sees it. And I love that. He's like Trump, So let me cue this up. Hit that like button. If you are enjoying this content, share this stream out. Things like a line. Rolynn, I forgot. You said you are an educator. You want to stop the system. Yeah, and things like a line. The only way that system can be stopped, that starts in the home. They place that blame on educators. And I told you, every time I hear that, no. I'm in the schools. I know what I see. Xavier, he did. They left that part out conveniently. They did, excuse me. So here we go. Let me get Vince. Vince is brilliant. I was like, OMG. And people need to listen to this. Like someone just said earlier, who that gangster rap. Now, I watch documentaries, and
as a professional fitter, I realized
last time I checked, let me get rid of this ad. The last time I checked, if you look at the people in Hollywood, look at the people over the music industry, and then one of you said something about flooding the communities with drugs. This was all by design. How you doing, Laurie? They have to continue to send people into the prison industrial complex, i.e. slavery 2.0. So, who did that? The Democrats. The mass incarceration. Democrats. Boom. They should federalize all the police departments in the sanctuary cities. Boss chicks, skin folks, not kin folks. Boom. You got it. Excuse me. So, like I said, this man, I was like, whoa. The things that he comes up with. He is just so dead on correct. So I want us to listen to this, dissect this. He calls it as it is. He does not care if it hurts someone's feelings. He still says it. I love it. Hit that like button. If you know someone who could possibly learn from this live stream, please share this out. Yes, Woodrow Wilson. Yes, he endorsed the Klan. They're planning to build a skyscraper prison in New York. Okay. Well, we have to have, hey, these people who keep crashing out, they have to have somewhere to go. And I'm like this for the, I did see some black content creators saying this is not right. They're just doing this in black communities. Well, you kind of have to go where the crime is, ma'ams and sirs. That's kind of that's how that works. And again, I told you my concern is especially the older people. They're trapped and they're minding their own business and they're just caught up, they're being victimized by these criminals. So I have no qualms with them being arrested. And I don't. All right, let's see what Vince is saying.
The Pharisees and the Sadducees and the Sanhedrin, the religious leaders of that time who were coming out against them. When he confronted them, he told them, so you're just like your father, the devil.
That's right.
Yeah, he did this, and this was in John 8:44. He said, you belong to your father, the devil, and you want to carry out your father's desires. He was a murderer from the beginning, not holding to the truth, for there is no truth in him. When he lies, he speaks his native language, for he is a liar and the father of lies. This is the NIV version, John 8:44. This is interesting because when I think about black people, black Democrats now, I think about their connection and how they're so much like their predecessors.
That's right.
The old Democrats back in the day.
Like someone just said, and what do the Democrats do? We've said this. They take someone with a skin tone that looks just like yours. How you doing, Maga? And they get them to do the dirty work because they know if they did it, you would say, no, that's racist. So what do? You just put someone in that spot that looks just like you. So, hey, tell me what you think, folks. Listen to this.
How their politics resemble the politics of their old masters. Their fathers, the devil. You got to understand who this party was now and really still is. It's always been evil. They were the party of slavery from 1800 to 1860, the party of the Confederacy from 1860 to 1865, the party of Jim Crow from 1865 to 1965.
All right, are we listening to this? Is everyone listening? So we're all on the same page. Okay, I don't know who I missed them. I missed the conversation. Who are we talking about? All right, let me know, my girls. Vince, I'm telling you, my girls, this man is brilliant. I love him.
And now they're the party of 9-month abortion, castrating little boys and calling them little girls, calling it LGBTQ.
Gator metal roofs are...
Remember, we said they are nothing. Everything they represent is death. There is no life there. My girls, always with the receipts. All right, here we go.
Giving double mastectomies to little girls, calling them little boys, calling it LGBTQ. Sexually grooming little children in bathrooms, sexually grooming little children, and allowing grown men to go into bathrooms with them and share locker rooms with them, watching them shower, and calling that LGBTQ. Allowing men to participate in women's sports. And all that comes under the rainbow flag and the LGBTQ thing. Yeah, and insanity. They're a party that believes in open borders. What does that mean? Just allowing people coming to the country. Terrorists, sex fiends, malcontents, dope dealers, people out of insane asylums. All of that, just come on in. Sex traffickers, fentanyl, just pimping America out to the cartels. Taking your gun away so you can't defend yourself against it.
And again, we've said that's what they've done in the blue cities. Look at the crime waves in New York and other places where you cannot defend yourself. The criminals have the guns. The hardworking people are not allowed to have them. Yes, Kami. The fact that he had a beard and makeup made it even more confusing. MAGA, I can't with these people. MAGA, I can't even imagine how that feels for young girls. I know when I had a man in my bathroom, it was off-putting. I didn't know what to do. Yeah, because you're like, what the heck? So, right. Here we go.
Trapping children in failing schools instead of giving them school choice so they can come out.
Who does that? Democrats. They don't want you to have a voucher to get out of that low-performing school so that you can possibly break out of the cycle of poverty. If you break out of the cycle of poverty, that you won't need them. You have to remain dependent for them to remain relevant. Someone tell me I'm lying. Someone tell me. Robert, I see a brief history of Margaret Sanger. I know all about Margaret Sanger. I even, one of my classes that I was teaching, there was someone who worked for Planned Parenthood. There was an undercover audio, and they were at a restaurant talking, asking them to perform more unaliving of children so they could get those fetuses to do research. So they're evil. They are.
And learn to read and write and have a better life. No, not the Democratic Party. Violence, hatred, unforgiveness, victimization.
Yep.
What did Jesus say? And they were that way. They've been that way.
They have. It's just now more out in the forefront. Hit that like button, folks, if you will. I have 50 people in here. Only 37 people have hit that like button. Hit that like button. If you have Facebook, share this stream. Lots of people need to hear this message. Maybe they will wake up. Share this stream out on Truth Social. Thank you so much. All right. Here we go.
They have not changed. They started civil war because of grievance. You won't let us have our slaves. They wanted the right to keep people in slavery. Just like now they want to have the right to kill children. I will leave the party if you don't let me keep slaves. I will leave the party if you don't let me kill children.
Yep.
If you don't want to have children, why don't you just stop doing the thing that brings children into the world, like having sex?
Facts.
Or, since if you want to do that and not get pregnant, why don't you just use birth control? Hell no.
Because who encourages people to live no responsibility, no accountability? Tell me, which party does that? Someone, I forgot. Someone type it in the comment section. Blazer Bob, how you doing, love? Blazer says some breaking news from Camden County, Georgia. Former sheriff's deputy now facing multiple civil rights violations during his time with the sheriff's office in Camden County. Okay, Blazer Bob, thank you, love. I heard something coming down the pike. I get these alerts and then I have to take time to, sit there and listen to it, dissect it. Kami, that's why they're fighting like mad to keep the trans movement going, unalivings going, illegals in America. They're trying to destroy America, basically. Darla, Jason, we fought my niece over having her so vaccinated, but she listened to her sister-in-law, a pharmacist. He was diagnosed with autism last month. Ouch. Sorry to hear that. Robert, where are we? I think I need to read Dorian. All of what they did is coming back to bite them from behind. Yes, people are waking up. We need more people to wake up. If you help me to share this stream out, maybe we can make, one person at a time, folks, one person at a time. Here we go.
Well, the pharmaceutical industry needs the body parts, right? So a lot of times I don't think the contraceptives work because the contraception worked. How would the pharmaceutical industry get the body parts that they need? And how would Planned Parenthood get paid? Yeah,
so they could have contraceptives out here that are defective on purpose. They'll do anything. Right, Connie? None. No remorse. Dorian. Connie said no accountability. Yes.
So they set y'all up, children. They've set up a promiscuous, sexualized, grooming environment to trap you little children off. So that before you have your first child, a woman has had 3 or 4 abortions. And that's why so many children are being born with autism now. The reason why so many women's bodies are destroyed. The reason why they live in such condemnation, and they have convinced you.
Yep.
They have convinced you to murder your own offspring. And when you get to a point where you can murder your own offspring, you care nothing about anyone else, including.
Have you noticed that a lot of people that do that, they're very narcissistic. Everything is about them. He's absolutely right. When I watched this video, I was like, oh my God, this man is absolutely brilliant. Something wicked this way comes. Yes, my girls. Yes. MAGA. Rolynn, I suggested another YouTuber named chat with me, Linda B. Yes, I watch her to get a hold of you. I think the two of you would be great with a collaboration. I believe everyone on both channels would get along great. MAGA, I reached out to her and I told her I wanted to collaborate, and we exchanged phone numbers, and I reached out to her, but she never, returned the message. So I guess she's busy. MAGA, I told you, maybe those of you who are in other chat rooms, tell them about me. Tell them I am willing to collaborate. I have reached out to, I can show almost 100 YouTubers. I just don't know, what can you do? But I have MAGA, because I like Linda B. I do. Where are we here? 75 million black baby. Yeah, Xavier. Yes. And they love performing the unalivings of babies. Again, they're used in the pharmaceutical industry. They're used for research purposes. They love that. Here we go.
Yourself. You don't care anything about the man you're going to marry. You don't care anything about the children you're birthing into the world. You don't care nothing about yourself. And it's destroying American society. Consequently, America is dying. We're in a death spiral now. And we've been there for the last 10 years. But I digress. In the black community right now, we have this thing. And I heard my good friend Jason Whitlock, and I like Jason a lot. I was on Jason's show last year, and Jason invited me to speak at his Fearless Conference last year. I was on Jason's show a couple of months ago. Sure was. I was on a panel discussion. And Jason's a conservative. And Jason, like me, was very concerned about the violence inside the black community, but we're also concerned about who's promoting the violence.
This is what, we have talked about on this channel. Where is this promotion coming from? And why, if you look at the people who live in these poor, high crime black communities, why are the Democrats, the Democratic mayors, the governors, the Congress people, representatives, they're saying everything is fine. Are they living in those communities? No, they're not. They don't care about those people. They just want to vote. They could care less about those people. Where are we? James and Iris, politicians want us to be a stubborn fly that ignores righteous knowledge and follows the corpse to the grave. Boom, you got it.
And why the violence is being carried out. This is not being done in a vacuum, y'all. Now there's a method behind the madness here.
Mm-hmm.
In my first,
this was his. Now I haven't had time, but I'm going. His books are on Amazon. Is there anyone in the chat who has read any of his books? Because I'm like, when I'm definitely getting ready to order. He has, I think, 3 or 4 books out, and I'm going to order his books. This man is brilliant. Oh my God. Let me know in the chat.
First book, The Iron Triangle. I talk about how the Democratic Party wants to use race to divide white and black Americans.
And he called it. And have they not done that? Have they not divided the black race, the white race? This is what they want. They want a civil war. That's what they want. They don't want people getting along. They want people at each other's throats while they're still money laundering. So you're not paying attention to their nefarious activities. Hit that like button, folks, if you will. Thank you so much. Here we go.
In their quest for power. This is a civil war in Christianity. This is black Christians fighting white Christians. But it's always been that way. The KKK always had it that way. Who's the KKK? KKK is the Ku Klux Klan. Who's the Ku Klux Klan? The Ku Klux Klan came about after the Confederates lost the Civil War. They went back down south after the war, the ones that survived, the white men that survived, and they walked into the planet of the apes as far as they were concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Black people were free. Black people were in public office. Black people were learning to read and write. And in many instances, they came back home and black folks was running their plantations. And even though they lost the war, they did not submit. So they decided, look, man, since we cannot organize under the banner of the Confederacy, let's organize under the banner of something else. So they got a Democratic Party. They had the Democratic Party still set up. It never, ever fell apart down south. So they put a military wing under the Democratic Party. And instead of calling it the Confederacy, they called it the Ku Klux Klan.
Yep.
And the Ku Klux Klan's job was to put the black man back in his place. Now, what was the solution to the Ku Klux Klan? It should have been black men getting their guns and killing these white racists and white Democrats and saying, okay. See, it would have been cool if the North had got them from the North coming down and black men had freed themselves and come from the South and put them in a box and killed all the racists. They didn't do that. Instead, the white men came back down south, having been beat handily by the North. Half of them were dead, and the other, most of them, nobody was left out of that thing unscathed. You know, eyes out, one leg, one arm. And black men, freshly off the plantation, had a perfect opportunity then to uprise.
MAGA, and people don't realize since unaliving started, excuse me, certain populations have not moved. They're the same percentage as they were the day that the demonic crap started. MAGA knows what she's talking about. Yes, MAGA, my girls, all of this is carried over from the loss of the Civil War, and the ancestors of the modern day Democrats are carrying on their slave masters agenda. My girls, I've said that. You got it. So it's still the KKK, but instead of white faces, it's black faces. It's the same agenda, right? My girls, they believe in the concept of the lost cause myth or new South revisionism. Chubbs, Miss Rolynn going to have to go. The president is supposed to be speaking about this and Putin meeting. Great show. Oh, love you. Okay, thanks for stopping in. No problem. Yeah, I'll catch that later when I'm done with this. Here we go. Let me get rid of this commercial. All right. Yeah, tell me what you think about his points so far, folks.
And saying, now, this belongs to us. Now, we run this. Instead, they bow to the master and allow the Ku Klux Klan to come and scare them to death and take power. Intimidation, murder, bribery, race hatred. They were brought across, which means they were also practicing a false religion. Any of it sound familiar?
Mm-hmm.
A religion of race hatred. Any of that sound familiar? A religion of violence toward people of different races and against people of their race who did not agree with them. Does any of that sound familiar?
We know, remember, before the election, after the election, and they were telling people not to speak to their family members, that if they voted for Trump, they were trying to have people to separate from their families. You know that's demonic. MAGA, and now they're doing the same thing to us whites and blacks, turning our children. Yes, they're doing all kinds of stuff. Monique, let me read this. I told my liberal brother that the Dems are the ones who created the KKK and he doesn't care. Oh, wow. And that's the sad part, Monique. They know, some know, and they just still don't care. MAGA, they were sterilizing them even in Tuskegee. Okay, yeah. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, it sounds like the black Democrat today. Just like his father, the devil. See where I'm going with it now? Yeah, this isn't strange. When people get power, they usually do this. Are y'all familiar with the country of Liberia? Liberia is a very interesting country. Liberia was formed by the American Colonization Society. American Colonization Society. Started in 1822. And between 1822 and 1867, they had transported 13,000 Black Americans to Liberia. This American Colonization Society believed that Black people would not make it in America, that white people would always be racist against them, and that they would have a better chance of making it in Africa. So they bought some land in Africa and started sending Black people to Africa. And these Black people formed a country called Liberia. If you look at the flag from the country of Liberia, it looks just like the American flag with one star. The capital of the country is called Monrovia. It's named after the president, James Monroe. James Monroe was our fourth president of the United States. You had George Washington, you had John Adams, you had Thomas Jefferson, then you had James Madison, then you had James Monroe. After him, you had John Adams, and then you had Andrew Jackson, then you had Martin Van Buren, and then you had William Henry Harrison, then you had John Tyler, and then you had James K. Polk, you had Zachary Taylor, Millard Fillmore. We can go on down the line. Franklin Pierce, Buchanan, Lincoln, Andrew Johnson.
Darla, I will never feel guilty or take responsibility for something I had no part in and wasn't even born. My grandparents were not born. However, both my parents picked cotton and were white. Tell them, Darla, that's right. No guilt with you. You didn't do anything. MAGA, have you seen the videos of Americans that moved to Africa? They're being treated very poorly, even though they gave everything up to go to what they're told is their motherland. MAGA, they should have done their research. MAGA, you know, I did a video on that girl, a woman who did that. Yeah, and they're all the ones, many that moved over there complaining they're being scammed and ripped off and all kinds of horrible things. And now they're ready, because a lot of them went up, oh, I'm trying to leave America. It's so racist. I want to escape the racism. And now they're trying to come back. So they listened to the lies of who? Someone type it in the comments section. They kept listening to the lies of the Democrats about how racist America is. Black people can't make it because of systemic racism and white supremacy. So then they packed up. Some people sold everything, moved to Africa. Now they're trying to come back. Liberia is absolute Hades. Now they're out. They're poor, pooping on the beaches, drugs, prostitution, gangsterism, a whole bunch. Yeah, county. Yeah. People need to do their research when they move into another country or even another state. Hate that colorful hair is now associated with crazy liberal women. I used to enjoy having fun with I know, Darl, if you do that now, they're going to think you're one of the loonies. Oh my God. MAGA tomorrow, they sneak back into America and act like they never went to Africa. You know it. Hey, you don't hear them screaming and crying about racism anymore. They're so glad to get back, the ones that do make it back. I love it. Here we go.
Johnson, Ulysses S. Grant, Rutherford Hayes, Garfield, and on and on. So, Liberia comes about. The Black people go to Liberia. Black Americans. They have Black American culture, where they have American culture. They have American language. They have American religion. And soon as they get to Liberia, you know what they start doing? Yeah, they start discriminating against the Africans in Liberia. Just like the white folks with them discriminating against Black people in America, they start doing the same thing to the Africans. Now here it is. The Americo-Liberian settlers did not relate well to the indigenous people they encountered, especially those in communities of more isolated the bush area. The colonial settlements were raided by the Kru, K-R-U, and the Grebo, G-R-E-B-O, Grebo or Grebo, G-R-E-B-O, from their inland chiefdoms. Encounters with tribal Africans in the bush often became violent, believing themselves different from and culturally and educationally superior to the indigenous people. Listen again, believing themselves to be different from and culturally and educationally superior to the indigenous people, the Americo-Liberians, and that's what they call themselves, Americo-Liberians, developed an elite minority that created and held on to political power. Sound like apartheid, don't it?
Yep.
Sound like South Carolina and Mississippi in the South after the Civil War. The Americo-Liberian settlers adopted clothing such as hoop skirts and tailcoats.
Kami, in Tanzania and Zimbabwe, Black American women are getting beaten and choked. Wow, Kami. Yeah, I heard about some horrible things going on over there. MAGA, they encourage people to call themselves, who was it, MAGA? Encourage people to call themselves African Americans, so that way they don't realize that they're just Americans. They are our brothers and sisters in arms. You tell them, MAGA. Democrats continue to have I have no idea what my phone does when it turns. Oh, you're fine, MAGA. We know how that auto type does. Jesse Jackson. Yes, Kami. Jesse Jackson is the one who told us, who started that African American in the early 80s. But again, if you've seen, oh my God, the videos, I've done a couple of videos on the African women that were saying they hated Black Americans. They're doing very well. One is every day. It has over 6,000 views, and people are coming on there telling their stories. They'll tell you in a minute, you're not African. So yeah, Jesse Jackson started that crap, telling us to call ourselves African American, like MAGA said, and that caused a divisiveness. All we needed to say was that we were Americans. New Orleans mayor got indicted. Oh yeah, they're all corrupt. Everything's coming out. I love it. Here we go.
And generally viewed themselves as culturally and socially superior to indigenous Africans. Indigenous tribesmen did not enjoy birthright citizenship in their own land until 1904. So Black folks left America, took American ways into Africa, and treated Africans the exact same way as white people treated them in America. As I told you before, people are not treated badly because of the color of their skin or because of their race. They are treated badly because they're weak. They're oppressed and they're victimized because they are weak.
Did you just hear what this man said? Is he not brilliant? If you think this man is brilliant, type a 1 in the comment section. This is the type of man, you better not go in his face talking about some white supremacy and racism. He will cut you down, right? That's right, MAGA. This man does not want to, you cannot go in his face with that trope. Anthony, MAGA, Baldwin, Tubesteak, Migrant. Yes, this man is the truth. Oh my God. I love this guy.
You must fight against weakness because, dog, you ain't going to change the color of your skin. That's not going to happen. But if you find a white person that's weak, a bully is going to mistreat them. If you find an Asian person that's weak, a bully is going to mistreat them.
Right.
And if you find yourself a Black person that's weak, a bully is going to mistreat them.
Right.
But didn't nobody mess with Bruce Lee, did they?
Nope.
Yeah, he was Asian. Bruce Lee would beat the hell out of anybody.
Those are facts. Bruce Lee was the man. How many people are old enough to know who I'm talking about?
Talk about that tall. It didn't play. Oh, man. If you're strong, you run stuff. If you're weak, you don't. Jack Johnson was knocking out white men in 1909, running around with white women. Nobody bothered Jack Johnson. He died in a car wreck. Talk more trash. You think Ali talk trash. Jack Johnson walked around with gold teeth in his mouth. He'd walk into a ring with 100,000 white folks hollering, kill the N-word, and Jack Johnson go in and knock the white man out and then walk out with a white woman and when nobody put their hands on.
Hey, if you
let me get rid of the commercial. Connie. Oh, you have Connie. All right. Yeah, Bruce Lee. Yeah, he was the man. I've seen all his movies. Oh my God. Let me get rid of the commercial. This guy, oh, he's wonderful. I love it.
He knocked out the Great White Hope in Reno, Nevada back in, I think it was 1909. Jim Jeffries.
Yep.
Just beat him like a dog. paid close to $100,000, put it in a suitcase, walked out with his white woman, went back to Chicago, gave him a parade. And no white man ever put his hands on Jack Johnson, not unless he was in a boxing ring. You know what? Because Jack Johnson was not weak. Amazing, the night that he won the world championship, the Ku Klux Klan went out and they hung 9 black men that night. Now, why did you think they choose the men that they chose? Because I'm sure they were very weak. They didn't. Why did they go kill Jack Johnson? Why did they choose these other men to go and get? Because they knew they weren't going to touch Jack Johnson. But these other guys acted the way a lot of black men act today. They're cowardly.
He calls it out. He doesn't care if it hurts your feelings. He calls it out. I love it.
So you got the Ku Klux Klan learning from their Democrat ancestors. Just like
now you heard that. The KKK learning from their Democratic ancestors. Okay, yeah, Dorian. MAGA, they're cowards. You have to be a coward to hate somebody for such a stupid reason. That's a fact. I heard Jack Johnson went to prison behind the Mann Act. He did not die in prison, but they were trying to get him. Yeah, they were after him for the Mann Act. You're right about that. Is this guy trying to position himself to run for some sort of political office? This guy, not that I've ever heard of. Now, he's an author and he's an influencer here. How you doing, Traveling Mom? Hit the like button, folks, on YouTube. But he is brilliant. He has all the receipts. Okay, yeah, Traveling Mom, glad you made it. You too, EC. All right. Not that I know of, EC. I wish that he would, because he does not. He exposes everything. He has receipts for everything he says. Has anyone else lost patience dealing with people who repeat liberals in their feeling? Yes, Darla. We're done. We've canceled, Darla. The Victimhood Olympics has been canceled. Here we go.
Like they did in Liberia. They know how to do politics. They know how to steal elections. Boy, the Democrats are good at stealing elections.
You hear that? He knows. Even though it's just coming out now, they've been stealing elections. Our good sister in Chicago, Miss Prosperity, you know, she's been on the show several times. When she was telling us all of the nefarious activities that she witnessed with her eyeballs going on when it was time to vote. And you didn't even have ballots with conservative names on there. Everything was liberal. Come on now.
Well, you talking about stealing elections. Woo, them suckers was good. They had this thing down south. They called it the 8-box rule. They knew black people couldn't read. Most couldn't write. So in order to vote, they had all these constitutional officers. And they had each one, they had a box for each one of them. And you had to write down the name of your candidate and the office he was running for, and then put that into the right box. And when they checked the box, if the candidate's name and the name on the box didn't match in the office, they throw the vote out. And black people would get up there and look at it and get all confused and just walk off. Democrats did that.
Listen, so those of you who have family and friends who vote for Democrats, they need to hear this. Oh my God.
Yeah, these literacy tests. Actually read the Constitution, man. And then if you can read it, actually explain it. And if you can explain it, you had to explain it to the satisfaction of the person sitting there listening, the registrar. If you got through all that, they make you pay a
poll tax.
Pay a poll tax, and most people don't have any money.
Are you like the?
Yeah, Kami. Yes, the bubble test. Oh my God. Yeah, the Democrats did all that. That wasn't. They weren't Republicans. Those were Democrats. Oh my God. Woo.
They could waive the poll tax to whomever they please. So before a white person came up there, they'd say, yeah, don't wait. Black person, yeah, that'll be $5. Them jokers didn't have a dime to his name. That's how they learned to cheat, legally cheat. How do they legally cheat now, y'all?
Tell it. He's going to tell it. Listen up.
To the polls, street money, bottle liquor and a pork chop sandwich.
Or remember we talked about Clyburn down in South Carolina and his fish fry. Have everybody come and come on now. We know what this is about. We talked about this. How many jellies in a jar? How many jelly beans in a jar? All kinds of crazy stuff. The Democrats did that.
Ballot harvesting, legal cheating. They use violence. You see what they did in Cincinnati when they beat up those white people? What white person wanted to live in a black neighborhood after seeing all that kind of mess happen? So they keep their neighborhoods clear of anybody that's going to come in and change the racial dynamic of it or the political dynamic of it through violence. You white and move in one of those neighborhoods if you want to. If you're Republican and move on those neighborhoods, they might beat you down. So they keep control through violence. They keep it through intimidation.
And again, how many of you are old enough to remember a few videos ago, I said this. How many, now we know who controls the media, the mainstream media. How many times do you see them showing black professionals, doctors, lawyers, educators? That's not what they show. When you're looking at the clips on social media or on the news like I am, what do you normally see? Something positive or something negative? Who do you think is responsible for that? I'll wait. Here we go.
They keep it through making fun of you and ridiculing you.
Yep. Like that big back black woman that they placed in Times Square. They did that, and you don't. If you're not intelligent enough to know that they're mocking you, I just don't know what else to say. Maga, tomorrow I went the other way and I learned to mock. That's right, Maga. Kami, Anthony, come on. Blacks were asked how many bubbles in a bar of soap. Yeah, all kinds of crazy questions. Yeah, Democrats did that. Here we go.
And the one thing they got in common with the Ku Klux Klan, and this was brutal and this was mean, they knew, as the Klan knew, that their actions and their violence would keep their constituents poor and uneducated.
Yep.
And at the bottom of every socioeconomic statistic in America. But the ones on top kept their power. And that's
the black bootlicks, the ones we talk about, the black shills who are doing the bidding. You may as well give them some white sheets and a hood. They're doing the same thing. I'm just saying. So, where are we? Negative boss chick. I went the other way. Okay. So, negative Democrats. Yes, boss chick. Exactly. Connie. Yes. Yes. Negative Democrat. Yes. If you were to pull yourself up out of poverty, you won't need them for those little crumbs that they throw you. You never really have anything. But the few crumbs they give you, yes, they may give you some Section 8 housing. They may give you some food stamps. What do you actually have? And you don't have, I don't know about you, I need dignity and peace of mind. And if I have my hand out asking the government, the Democrats, because of their program, if I have my hand out asking them to take care of me, what kind of dignity will I have as a human being? And that's why therein you see all these issues. These people, not all. Some of you, just like I have seen people who were poor, the working poor. They were decent human beings. We're talking about the people who are out here committing crimes. The black KKK are so backwards. They're doing the bidding of the old slave masters. My girls, you've heard me say it 100 times. And they're getting their checks because they've sold out black people. They don't care. They have their money. Bought and paid for a boss chick. You got that right. Here we go.
That's all that matters. They would burn down these cities and proclaim themselves king of the ashes. They didn't want anyone to have a better education than them. They didn't want anybody to make more money than them. They didn't want anybody to be happier or have more power than them. They had to be the big fish in the little pond. And anybody that came in and challenged them, they made sure they made an example of them and ran them out. The black KKK, dangerous, angry, mean. And then how they set this all up? Same way the KKK did it back in the South. They had a bunch of old, no good, lying, white Protestant preachers that talked racism, talked about the curse of Ham, that God made black people inferior, that they were supposed to be inferior. So now you got a bunch of black politicians saying the same thing about white folks. You got jokers like Jamal Bryant, and you got these black preachers that are just up in the pulpit talking abject racism.
Have we not talked about that? Prior to the Curry Queen losing, they were Jamal Bryant, Al Sharpton, all of these people that were shilling for the Democrats, these so-called preachers, they weren't up in the pulpit talking about God and trying to save your soul. They were telling you to vote for the Curry Queen. Get out of here. That's exactly what they were doing. And I don't need you to tell me who to vote for. You're supposed to be trying to help me on my spiritual journey.
White supremacy this, DEI that, systemic racism this, George Floyd that, racial reckoning this. You obligated to somebody else's money. Reparations this. Yeah, all coming from the pulpit. Why? Racial hatred coming from the Democrat Party. Who are they learning from? Their father, the devil. White.
All right. Didn't we say some? I think one of you before said that this was spiritual warfare. Yes, it is. Coming from the pulpit. Now, you're a minister. You're supposed to be preaching love. You're preaching hate. And that's not okay. Pastor Brian, yes, Dorian, he still hasn't paid it, probably. Here we go.
Democrats. And they still do it today. Haven't changed.
Nope.
All the racial strife comes from them.
Yep.
All the hatred comes from them. All the unforgiveness comes from them. All the marching and the fighting and the burning and the Black Lives Matter and Antifa comes from them. From bleeding Kansas to the Civil War to Jim Crow, Civil Rights Movement, and now this, all of it comes from them.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but let me see. Maga, Dorian, Kami, Monique, my girls, Anthony, Boss Chick, share this stream out. People need to wake up. OMG. Here we go.
And now you got this black KKK that Jason Whitlock talked about. Joker's just as bad as the white KKK. No difference.
Yep.
I'm looking for them to start burning crosses in a little while.
Won't that be something? The black KKK burning crosses. Oh my God. Woo, well, they've done everything else. Why not, right? OMG. Woo. Oh, wow. Now I'm thinking, is this why the KKK has so much respect for Dr. King? Yeah. All right. Yep.
I mean, they brought back the new Black Panthers. They even had the midget Black Panthers. They had the midget new Black Panthers. I remember I saw the midget Black Panthers fighting the midget KKK on the Jerry Springer show one time. It was one of the funniest things I ever saw in my life. I got to repent from that. The midget KKK against the midget New Black Panthers. Okay. Anyway, I digress. But you got to make fun of these people. There are two sides. Both are extremists and they're both crazy. But the race hatred in America is doing the same thing. The Black KKK race hatred in Black America is doing the same thing that the race hatred and the white KKK did to white America. It kept them at the bottom. Nobody is going to come into your community and invest money and build something when you have that type of hatred.
And when you're destroying, when you have not all, but the criminals who are destroying everything, no one's coming to invest money. That's not how that works.
One thing you need before someone invests in your community is security. I got to know that if I build this store, you're not going to burn it down.
Yep.
I got to know if I build this store, you're not going to come and rob it blind.
Yep.
Not these people. Mm-mm.
And then remember, with all the Black Lives Matter marches and some of these other marches, we talked about how you'd see whole pallets of bricks. Who do you think delivered that? Those Black people living in the community, and then all these paid protesters. We know who's behind this, George Soros. So, my girls, liberal Blacks can be led by anybody. Jamal Joker Bryant was run out of Baltimore by a street thug for pulling the same stuff he does in Atlanta. Good. Kami, Rollynn, this live and other lives you've done got me thinking deeper about Dr. King and the whole civil rights movement. Yeah, so due to the internet, Kami, we are all learning something new. And, you know, sometimes we just have to say, okay, things aren't always as they seem. But it is what it is. I just share it. And some of it is disheartening, that some of the things that we're now learning. But, you know, what can we do? All right, here we go.
Build a store if you want to. Soon as something break off, something between white and black, they're gonna ride and burn it up. Build it if you want to.
Where is the lie? Is this man telling the truth, or is he telling a lie? Listen, everything he's saying, we've witnessed everything.
Once they run out of food stamps, they're gonna come and they're gonna take the food out of the store and walk off with it, because Democrats have told them they're victims and that they're not going to arrest anybody.
Yep.
Who shoplifts.
So why do you think we see so many people being so brazen with this theft, this shoplifting? The Democrats have told them, they have it ingrained in their brain, you are a victim of white supremacy and racism. Don't worry, nothing will happen to you. They owe this to you, like reparations, right? And they set these people up for failure. And you see some of the same clips circulating all over social media, like I see them. And people say a lot of negative things. That's why you have stereotypes and a whole bunch of other things they say I won't mention here. But again, they put that's why no one likes black people, and they say all kinds of horrible things. Like all of every single black person in America is doing this. Maga, Connie, Cami, Dorian, Monique, Anthony. Like I told you, I see a lot of those clips because I share a lot of them with you. I don't spend time with people who behave in that manner. Are you kidding me? But people not knowing me may see the color of my skin and assume, but there is no way on God's green earth I would spend time with someone who acted in that manner. Using the language that they're using and walking around with bonnets on their head, that's not, no. I don't go to stores with people who, do those types of things. More power to them. That's not me. All right, here we go.
And then, because Democrats went to the Karl Marx School of Economics, as soon as you start pulling out these stores, soon as you start pulling them out, what are they going to scream? Racism.
Did we not? We talked about that with Walgreens and some others. We talked about that. Kami, I know the black KKK will be dressed fresh to death. They're going to be out there styling, profiling, and flexing on everyone. I wonder what type of shoes they will wear. I don't know. Maybe some Timberlands. I don't know. My girls, Vince has done a full history lesson on King and the civil rights movement. Yeah, excuse me, he has. I have learned more from him about Dr. King. I mean, we all know what we've learned, but the negative things I've learned from Vince Ellison. And Maga, did you ever watch that video I shared with you on the civil rights movement? Kami, let me know if you watched it. It's an old black and white film, but there were a lot of people who were in the civil rights movement, and they were telling what was actually going on behind the scenes and how the communists had infiltrated it, because they could see what was going on here in America, and black Americans being discriminated against and Jim Crow. So they were trying to help that wedge to grow. MAGA, me too. MAGA, yeah, okay, yeah, that's excellent film. Let me know, Kami. I may have to drop that for you as well. Here we go. Let me get rid of this guy. Yeah, I love history. Absolutely. Every bit of it.
I was making like the man said, I was making a good profit in this store. I was making a whole lot of money, but I pulled it out because I didn't want to see black people eat. Yes. And then the Democrats going to tell them that that's what's happened. No, what's happening is that you got the black KKK. The black KKK running around there doing exactly what Carl Jung said, which is the victim cannot be trusted. The chronic victim cannot be trusted. And the Democratic Party is the chronic victim. Their constituents are chronic victims.
Where is the lie, folks? Is he lying?
The KKK were chronic victims, and now the black KKK are definitely chronic victims. Because all you hear about is racism, DEI, affirmative action, systemic racism, white supremacy, I can't make it, give me some handouts, I'm black, America, give me reparations. They have an apostate religion that came from Martin Luther King Jr. and the Civil Rights Movement that teaches the same lie that the old Protestant church used to teach down south, and that was race hatred. They have an educational system, just like they did down south with the white KK, that propagates race hatred, and is consistent fighting, consistent hatred, consistent violence, a dystopia. Like the South was before 1970 and the Republicans came and took it over. It's like a gladiator school, man. Everybody just fighting and killing and hanging folks, and you could get no economic development down there because of it. Same things in the city. But the black KKK is on top. They selling the dope. Their teachers got the jobs. The politicians got the jobs making money, and they got this, and the preachers, and they all got this little syndicate going on.
We talked about that, didn't we? With the black preachers, the black shields, they're all working in unison. They have to keep their checks coming. How you doing, Valentavius? Hit the like button, love. Where is the lie? I don't see it. He's speaking nothing but facts. Kami, I remember seeing a video about 10 years ago where the Great Street Crips teamed up with the KKK to destroy the Klansmen in their local town. Oh, okay, Kami. Cool. Steve, how you doing, love? Thank God we can blame Whitey for all our failures. Steve, that's what they're taught. That's what the Democratic Party indoctrinates and brainwashes people. That's why they don't take accountability or responsibility. Everything is someone else's fault. Instead of telling them the truth, your bad choices are the reason you are where you are. How you doing, Clinton Bennett? I remember KKK dealing with abusive husbands and fathers in Georgia. Oh, all right. Clinton, I think you're new here. Hit the like button, love. If you're enjoying the content, hey, hit the subscribe button. Make sure it's on all notifications. Dorian, cry me a river. Democrats, go away. We don't want you in America. Boom. I wish it were that easy. Caesar, how you doing, love? Thanks for joining the live stream. Hit the like button. Dr. Umar Johnson blames the white man for his school not opening. Yeah, he squandered the money. All the people that were crazy enough to send that man money when he was opening up this black school because the white schools were treating black children so horribly. So then he conned and scammed those people out of all that money. Oh my God. What? Can you believe that? Yes. Connie, my question is, how much reparations will make them happy? Connie, they're never going to be happy. If the U.S. government gave them $1 billion, that still would not be enough. Connie, if someone says something about reparations, the first thing I say is go to Africa. That's where you need to go and ask for reparations. They sold their brethren and sisterin into slavery. Why are you only here asking the American government for reparations? I do not agree with that. Okay. And again, go to Africa and ask and see what happens. Someone will probably take a machete and your head will be off. Okay. So go over there with that foolishness. They sold their brethren and sisterin into slavery for trinkets and wine and cloth, tangible things like that. So it will never be enough, okay? Because they're perpetual victims. Clinton Bennett, facts. How you doing, love? Are you new here, Clinton? My girls talking about black queens forever and snow bunnies never. Dorian, and a lot of these shorts I'm watching, black queens, they're fighting, they're doing all kinds of things. And I have a comment someone shared with me saying I'm always tearing down black people. I said, I'm not tearing down anyone. I'm just showing you what I see. Anthony, Dorian, the crazy part is he still has people that believe and support him. Anthony, anyone that sends that man money can't have more than 2 brain cells. No way. Jason, the man once said all reparations would do is make Cadillac the #1 car brand in the world. All right, Jason. Cadillac. I'm a Honda girl. I like Hondas and Toyotas, but hey, I told people don't sit around waiting for reparations. They're not coming. Strive, work hard. If you have work ethic, you can make it. Robert, I saw the midget KKK fight, the midget Black Panthers. I need to go look that up because that was so many years ago. Robert, the midget KKK and midget Black Panther. Yeah, I need to go look that up. My girls, don't forget Umar was out in South Africa. Yeah. Common, yes, he did. He's a scammer. Scam people out of their hard-earned money. And if they send him $25, he was like, that's all you're sending? He would lambast them. So that guy's, he's a crook. He's one of those guys that we get elected in public office, then later in time, he becomes a Larry Elder on FBA. Okay, EC. Here we go.
Where they all make it off of the black community, the poor and the poverty and the hatred.
We call them the poverty pimps for a reason. They want you to remain poor and dependent. They don't want you to get out of poverty because then their shtick would be up. What would they do? Their money would stop. They want you to remain in poverty. They want you out here looting and stealing and carjacking. That's just more footage for them to share with U.S. citizens and the world. See, look at these people. They act like animals. Yeah, you the people you vote for, the Democrats, they're the ones. They control the media. They're the ones who are showing the footage. That's who you need to talk to. Cammy, I'm gonna type that. I'm gonna type that in. I need to see that. It's been years. I forgot all about that. I gotta look that up.
And they're not going to give it up. So just like in Liberia, the Democrats have created a system. They kind of an apartheid system where you have a political elite that's going to take advantage of the people at the bottom and the weak. You had black Liberians taking advantage of black African natives because the black African natives were weak. Just that simple. In America, you got the black Ku Klux Klan taking advantage of inner city black people because inner city black people are weak.
And why are they weak? Because they continue to listen to the lies. How you doing, Caesar? They continue to listen to the lies of the Democrats that white supremacy and systemic racism are holding them back, and that's why they can't make it in America. And that's a lie. Is that not demonic? To keep people in perpetual poverty? Oh, wow. Kami, those blacks out there looting don't realize they are the future money makers for these prisons. They will be the ones filling those prison cells. Boom. And I don't want to hear about racism because you allowed yourself to be played as a pawn. You playing checkers, but the Democrats are playing chess. I'm just saying. And that's why they're building, again, the prison industrial complex. Excuse me. They're making money hand over fist. Robert, he's always on point. They've been convincing people the hood life is the good life, reading and arithmetic is racist, and they're doing it so they can control the. Yeah, you keep the people dumbed down. Oh, yeah. Did you ever see Dave Chappelle's skit? Oh, yeah, when he was in the KKK. Oh, Mr. Bixby. He was an older black man, Mr. Bixby. He was in the KKK. He was up there, white power. Oh, my God. I love that skit. And he was riding around in the truck with the Klansmen. Oh, my God. That was hilarious. Yes, I love that. Kami. Umar Johnson said he's going to hold an FDMG school march against white supremacy for his bank accounts being frozen. And who knows if his bank accounts are frozen? He's just trying to scam people out of more money. He needs to go away. Oh, I had that cassette tape, I think, Marga. I think so. We can't move forward as a people because we can't stop living in the past. Caesar, say it again for the people in the back, please. Thank you. Wow.
They preach victimization. Both of them, they have that in common. They preach race hatred. Both of them have that in common, the KKK and the black KKK. They have an apostate religion from their pulpits. Both of them had that in common. They were both parts of the Democratic Party.
Yep.
They both have that in common. They both steal elections. They have that in common. And they both keep their people in a certain type of immoral turpitude and abject poverty. Crime, ignorance, inebriated with alcohol and dope.
And you can, and when you listen to some of these people talking, I mean, some of these people in their 30s and 40s, you can tell they have been failed by the educational system because as soon as they open their mouth, they cannot. I'm not talking about, I'm just telling you what I, as an educator, what I see. New values, new community, Black Americans. Hello, everyone. How are you? Hit that like button, love. Hit that subscribe button. We have a new subscriber here, I think. I don't think I've ever seen you here, New Values. So I'm just saying, as soon as they open their mouth, now I'm a teacher, so you know I'm always listening to diction. And as soon as they open their mouth, I can just say, okay, yeah, they were failed by the educational system. They were. Umar's older daughter is homeless and she just got jumped by his fans for putting him on black. Yeah, I saw that. She went on Instagram or whatever live talking about how horrible, a father he was, and his fans didn't like that. Oh, Margaret, you had to eat a whole bar of soap. Oh my God. 1988 was a good year, Margaret. I remember that. Y'all going to look around and catch Umar Johnson flirting with a snow bunny. He'll do anything for money, EC. Vicky, how you doing? Hit the like button, Vicky. We're glad you're here. Hit that little thumb. It's to your left. Yes, welcome, New Values. Okay, so let me finish. Let me go ahead and get this going again. Oh, this
a dysfunctional environment where the rest of the world looks at it and they're aghast at it. God, how do these people live this way? You looked at, they made fun of them a lot. It was the Beverly Hillbillies, Southerners. And they made fun of poor Southerners, how even though they lived in that mansion, they wore all these raggedy clothes. And they spoke an ignorant dialect. And they acted unkempt. And we're proud of it. And you got black Democrats, and the black KKK does the same thing.
Yep.
These hip-hop jokers can make all kind of money. And you look at them, they look just like the Beverly Hillbillies. Look like they never left the hood. Never left the hood. The money did nothing for them. They still talk like they're from the projects. They still look like they're from the projects. They still act like they're from the projects. They still eat the same foods. Nothing's changed. Proud of it. I got love for the street, man. I got love for the street. I can go to any project and I still get my respect, man. Tats on their faces, on their names, hair, on their necks, hair all looking crazy. Just like the old white KKK, they're the black KKK.
Kami, Dorian, she's out in the street, bleach bottle. She was out there begging someone for a place to take a shower. Who, Kami? I must have missed it. Tell me. Oh, tell me. I'm missing some of these comments.
They haven't changed. They've learned from their masters. They learned from their ancestors. They learned from their father, the devil. And I told you the Democratic Party was the evilest institution in the history of the world.
Yep.
Never back down from that fact. And just like I said, just like Jesus told the Pharisees and the Sadducees, he said again, John 8:44 in the New International Version. He said, you belong to your father, the devil, and you want to carry out your father's desires. He was a murderer from the beginning, not holding to the truth, for there is no truth in him. When he lies, he speaks his native tongue, for he is a liar and the father of lies. That's the Democratic Party, and that's black Democrats today. They learned it from their masters, and they look and act just like them. No difference whatsoever. Nothing but murder, mayhem, and destruction.
Were there any lies detected in that last statement? Have we not been talking about that? Go to any of the blue cities. Everything he said, everything we've been saying, those are all facts. And the receipts are very easy to find.
They're destroying the black community. And I will keep telling you about this because I'm here to wake you up. I hope I did you some good today.
This man is always, he never wavers. He is always saying this. And you can tell he's adamant. Like I said, up on his video, I'm going to go ahead and order his books. Because I need to read his book. I love Dr. Soul, but I need to get his books too. I really do. Stevie's talking about the little hats. And if you tried to speak against them, yes, they would. Yes. That is so sad, Kami, about Dr. Umar's daughter. Yeah. If people are, I don't know, if people give that man some more money, I just don't know what to say. Big greasy ham on it. Yeah. He talked all that trash. I mean, I looked at a video this morning on Dr. Umar when he was talking about, excuse me, you're black kids in these white schools. I mean, he was talking crap about white people. And I'm thinking, newsflash. All you're doing is out here ripping them off. And then, like, you don't know everyone's financial situation. He's been collecting money for that school since what, 2015 or 16? Something like that. And still no school. And now the building is being auctioned off. Get out of here. He tried to be grand, making some big grand building. You should have taken one of those schools that have been shut down. They're all over the place, particularly in the blue cities like Chicago. Yes, Kami, Vince gives it to you raw. Yeah. Oh, Kami, you know his kids. I bet his kids, yeah, he made them walk a fine line. Thank you, Dory. Yeah, I know it was a long time ago. Look how long he's been collecting money, and now he's asking people for money. What did you do with all that money, sir? My girl, yes. My girls. I did a video. I guess, Kami, you weren't here. I did a link on that. I did a video on that. I need to drop the link so you can see. Because, Kami, I know you were out of the loop for a while. Let me get that video for you. Hit that like button, folks, if you are enjoying this video. I'll share that. Where is it? Because I tell you, I love, like I said, I am going to order his books. This guy does not mince words, and I love it. I hope that you enjoyed. Here it is. I hope that you all enjoyed this live stream because, woo, this man brings it. And where are we? I think I found it for you, Kami. He was talking about, yeah, here we go. I found it. Where he was talking about Dr. King. Kami, you see the link I just posted? Okay. Yeah. He brings the heat. All right. Okay, yes. And I'm like, MAGA, Tamara, it hurts. Thank you, Caesar. So he's out here trying to again, like all these black Democratic shills, talking crap about white people. They're all married to white people, so you're fake. You are a phony. I don't want to hear anything you have to say. You turn, but the people that you keep poor, you have them hating white people because you keep telling them white people are racist and they're holding you back. White people are not thinking about you, ma'ams, sirs. They're out here trying to live their own lives. They don't care what you're doing. That's stupid. He did a live earlier talking about certain black women that will never get married. Yeah, he's always talking about someone. He needs to talk about himself and what happened to all that money he collected. And now he's out here begging, asking people to send him more money. Yes, he is, Connie. I love it. I was wondering why everybody wanted rabbits. Okay. Snow bunny equals white. All right. I'm with you. Oh, MAGA. Yeah, I just found out too, MAGA. I didn't know what that man was talking about. Common. Right. Even those in the LBGT community, like Don Lemon, he's married to a white man. But to hear him tell it, white people are horrible and you can't make it, white supremacy and racism. Ketanji, the Supreme Court Justice, all of these people, they want to keep blacks poor and dependent and on the Democratic plantation. They want you hate the white man. He's holding you down. No, he's not. You are holding you down with your bad lifestyle choices. You stop blaming all your problems on a whole race of people. It is you. Copy. The ghetto type black women grifters. Yeah. My girls. We know. But it just goes to show, our looks, our skin color, our hair color, our eyes, at the end of the day, they're just somebody else's preference. Right, Marga? Exactly. Why anyone would fool with that clown, I don't know. Because he's out here all the time. He's another one of those race hustlers talking white people this and white people that. And while he's telling you all of that, what you need to do is ask him what he did with the money you've been sending him since 14, 15. And the school that never opened. He was telling you how horrible white people are and how you should not have your children in a white school. Oh, okay, my girls. But you sent him money in good faith, still no school several years later, and now all the money's gone. Thank you, new values. Choices you make determine your destiny. New value. That's what I tell my students. Stop blaming your bad choices on a whole race of people. Miss Rolynn, I like when you call Kamala the Curry Queen. Yes, I got that from my Pink Book. You know, Pink Book, she'll throw a name on you in a minute. So that's where I got that. I have to give her credit. I don't know where she got it from, but I got it from her. And so, folks, like I said, if anyone comes to you talking nonsense about white supremacy and racism, don't even entertain it. Choices, decisions that you make, you have to own that. This man right here, you go in this man's face with some of that malarkey, he's going to tell you about yourself. He does not care. When I hear some of the things that he says about Dr. King, it breaks my heart, but I still sit there and listen. I do. Because this man is the real deal. He is. So that's all I have for you. I think I just pulled this up. Was I talking to Margaret or was I talking to Cammie? I just pulled up the Jerry Springer video. It's on YouTube. The midget KKK and the midget Black Panthers. He said, you know I'm going to watch that when I get off from here. Oh my God. I forgot about that. I'll call Harris the Titanic in heels. Eminem and Beyonce turned out to be Jack and Rose hanging on that door. Oh my God, MAGA. Woo! Why can't you play it now? I need to play it and see if I'm going to let the sound. Let me see. I guess I could. Hold on. I was trying to let you guys go. If you want to see it, I don't know about the language in there because, you know, YouTube. Oh my God. Let me pull that up. Hit that like button. Those of you who are new here, if you will, share this stream out, please. Oh my God. I'll pull it up. Oh God. Jerry Springer, R.I.P. Let me do this over here. All right. Okay, hold on. All right. Hit the like button. I have no sympathy whatsoever for King. I knew he was dirty. I just didn't know how deep. Yeah, I mean, I've heard a few things over the years. I just did not know that. I guess with, like I said, Vince Ellison, honey, he's done some in-depth research. All right, so this is the midget KKK versus the midget Black Panthers. So I'll let you watch this and then we're done. Oh, MAGA, I do too. MAGA told me to play it on mute. Yeah. Oh, I'll speed it up. I'll change the I'll make it fast. And what I'll do, MAGA, is let me see if is it on here. Where is it? Midget KKK versus midget. And how did I pull that up on? Oh. Now it came up on Yahoo. Why did it not come up on? Okay. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to have to find. Why did this come up on? It's not coming up on YouTube. It came up on Yahoo. Let me see. Is this it? Oh my goodness. Midget Max Love. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have my girl Maga. Why did this? It's not coming up. Okay, Midget KKK. Is this it? Okay, I think I found it. Hold on. Okay, I found it. Hold on. Wow, that was difficult. All right, hit that like button if you. Since we're talking KKK, this fits right in. I know, Maga, you're right. Definitely disappointing. Yeah, Anthony, it is. But like I said, when Vince is talking, I'm listening. That's just, All right, let me stop Vince. And I shared Vince's video. That link is in the description box, okay? Let me share this KKK. And let me speed it up so YouTube won't freak out. I have the closed captioning on. I'm going to move the speed. And then we'll play this and then we're done. All right. Can everyone see? Let me see. Okay. Yeah, we're ready. I have it queued up for you now. All right. Here we go.
I guess, little people can be racist too. Who knows? Anyway, this woman here does not seem to be a midget. Her name is Kisa. She says her boyfriend's beliefs are towering over her relationship. What's going on?
I just found out that he was here today in the KKK.
Oh, your boyfriend's a midget.
Yeah.
So you have a midget or a little person boyfriend, and now you found out that he's in the Klan?
Yeah. I'm here to find him. I don't want nothing to do with him no more.
Basically, you're going to tell him to grow up.
Yeah.
Why are you wearing? I assume that's a mask. Why are you wearing a mask?
Don't worry about it, Jerry.
What?
It's my deal.
It's
nothing for you to know about, Jerry.
What? Okay. Are you smiling now? Is that a smile? I can't. Okay, what do you want to say? How long have you guys been going together?
About 6 months.
6 months, right? And she says you met at a grocery store?
Yeah.
Do you wear that when you go to the grocery store?
That's another question for none of your business, Jerry. Sit down and shut up. Respect me, midget power.
Yeah. What? You know what? Just a suggestion. Maybe when you go to the grocery store, buy some more vegetables.
I'm here to tell you that I don't want nothing to do with you, the Klan, or anything that you have to do with anything racist. I'm not a racist person, and I want out of this relationship. And then I also found someone else.
I took care of you. I've done things for you. I have took care of you for the past 6 months.
She's telling you she found someone else. That other person's here, right? Let's meet. Talking with the midget Klan.
All right. So I guess that wasn't the full. Okay. I guess that was not the full clip. I don't know if there's another. I'll have to look and see if I can find it. Yeah. Okay. But anyway, that was funny. Rosa Parks didn't start the civil rights. Yeah. The Klan was your doctor, teacher, lawyer, and politician. The whole movement was set up by the Communist Party. Yes, my girls, it was. My girls, did you look at the film I showed you? The old black and white film that I dropped that link so Maga Tamara could see. Maga Tamara is laughing. Yeah, it's still cute. Yeah. Yeah, they could see the communists knew what they were doing. They could see, you know, all the problems that were going on here in America and with the civil rights movement. So they infiltrated it. They did. Anthony, I still can't believe I used to watch this show after school. Man, I've come a long way. Anthony, I did too. Oh my God. We all love Jerry Springer. Oh my God. Yes. Commie, my girls, Marxist communist, little hats. Yeah. MAGA, yeah. Probably hiding his ugly face, right? Oh my God. So that's all I have for you folks. And all I can say is with the title, what we covered tonight, the Black KKK operating in the community, disguised as Democrats. They're lying to the people. They're deceiving the people. And share this video with family, with friends. Maybe the light bulb will come on and they can wake up and they can stop listening to the lies of the Dems. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Tell me lies. Okay? Fleetwood Mac, one of my favorite songs. So maybe they can wake up and stop listening to their lies. Oh, this has been an excellent live. I am so glad that, you know, you were here. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be live tomorrow. Make sure you're here tomorrow. I'll probably go live about 6 o'clock. Since these Democratic Congress people, mayors, governors, they're freaking out. Trump is installing martial law. Yeah, Jerry. Yeah. I want to show you the people that are happy. And these aren't people that voted for Trump, but they're talking about how safe they are now. Who knew? Stop voting blue no matter who. Now look at how your life is improving. Jerry Springer, Ricky Lake, Jenny Jones, Sally Jesse Raphael, Montel Williams, Maury Povich, Richard Bay, Oprah. I looked at all of that. Yes. Fleetwood Mac. And 1987 was a good year. Yes. God Love. How you doing, God Love? Hit the like button, dear. If you're enjoying the content, hey, why not hit that subscribe button? Make sure it is on all notifications. We're going to get out of here. Make sure you're here with us tomorrow, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to try to compile all of these clips that I have found. Thank you, God's love. All right. So that you can see they're out here telling people that the people don't want them there. They're causing problems. Well, I've seen a lot of clips where people are happy and thanking them. Now they can walk out of their homes and not be carjacked and SA'd and all other kinds of horrible things. Scammed Democratic Party. Madison, how you doing, love? Hit that like button. Yes, they have scammed many Black Americans for 60 plus years. It's time for them to be unscammed, and it's time for them to wake up and stop voting for Democrats. MAGA, you know it. Trump is not scared of Black mayors. Matter of fact, all these people that were after him, they better be trying to stay out of jail. God's love. I'd still enjoy Black. Okay, God's love. You're fine, love. I was 100 pounds heavier back then. I was so embarrassed to be on Maury and that heavy. Oh, wow, Marga. Okay. That's all right, Marga. You're still here. That's all that counts. So we're done. And again, we will check me out tomorrow at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know where I'm going now. I'm going to the comment section to talk to you. Please don't forget, when the live stream is over, go up under the video and leave comments. That helps YouTube to share the video out with even more people. Thank you for being here. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night. And just know, be safe. I love you. And I'm coming to talk to you now in the comment section.